guys, today I am doing a sit down talk to you guys about my high school experience. This is my very first back to school video. I'm going to do a back to school series here for you guys. It's probably going to go into September and a little bit of October, just to let you know, because I started so late in the summertime. So for you guys, if you are not living in the States or this part of the world, if you live in a different part of the world, then this may not apply to you. You may not be going back to school. You actually may not be going back to school at all. You might be still in school, or maybe you've graduated. I don't know. But this is my experience, but some tips and tricks to survive high school and to learn from high school. So I'm going to start off with my high school experience. I'm going to go year by year. Yes, I have graduated high school. I went through 4 years of high school, so I survived freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. And let me just be honest with you right now, high school was not that bad for me. Let's get on to my freshman year. So, freshman year was kind of a blah year for me. I had just gotten back from this really amazing trip, and I was looking forward to high school, but really there was nothing that freshman year gave to me. Like, I think it just, when I call it my blah year, nothing exciting happened, nothing momentous happened. I just am now a high schooler. I was like, yay, I'm a freshman in high school, but I have 3 years to go. I feel like I'm going to be here forever. It's never going to end. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. I'm never going to get out of here. Which I was okay with. It wasn't a big deal. I wasn't rushing into graduating. But not much happened. Sophomore year, I think, was in my opinion, my best academic year. Like, there's 3 different lists you can be on if you have really good, decent grades. It goes honor roll, high honor roll, principal's list. Principal's list is the top. It's the highest that you can possibly get, and it's the best. So, I really wanted to hit high honor roll in my sophomore year. Sophomore year was the busiest, one of the busiest. It started my busiest. It was a super busy year. I was working my ass off to get not only to high honor roll, but I was just working really hard because I had gone through a really bad experience the previous year. I failed a really big test and I had to go take it again during the summer, and it ruined my summer. It just was super crappy and I hated doing that, and I didn't want to do that again. So I was working my ass off so I didn't have to do that. I was studying. I was just doing so much, and I really think that was the biggest reason that I call it my academic year, my best academic year. I finally, at the end of that year, I did reach high honor roll, and it was the best feeling ever. Not saying that grades are everything, but for me, getting good grades has always meant the world to me because I am a pretty intelligent person, not to sound all arrogant or anything, but I think I'm a very intelligent person. I think I'm a very smart girl, so knowing that I could hit that, knowing that I could do that, made me feel good. Sophomore year, it was just a crazy hectic year. Turn into junior year. Junior year was also crazy hectic. I was taking many classes. I was taking 2 college courses, college and the high school courses. The one was my favorite. It was a college American history class, and it still to this day is my favorite class that I've ever taken in high school. It was the best accident that I ever made when signing up for classes, and it was beyond the best decision that I've ever made. Junior year was a very personal and emotional year for me. I had a couple of instances where friendships didn't last that year, and a couple of my friends and I we went separate ways, and we were in different places, and I didn't have friends for that year. My 2 best friends and I, we weren't friends anymore, and it was weird because we had always been together. We just stopped talking, we stopped communicating. It was bad. So we had communicated so much and been together so much, me with the both of them, that not having either of them to lean on or to talk to communicate with was really hard for me. I had to pretty much teach myself how to survive, so to speak, without them. And I did it. It wasn't hard. Don't think it's going to be the end of the world. It's really not if you're going through one of those instances where you don't have your best friend or your significant other or whatever. You will survive. It's not the end of the world. It's really hard at first, but it'll be okay. You kind of find other things to get yourself through it. And I think diving into schoolwork and working yet again my ass off that year was the best decision that I made, because I found myself, I was searching for the person I wanted to become. I was working really hard to get really good grades. I was starting to look for colleges and, really working and wanting to do well, because at the end of the day, realizing that I didn't have these two friends, I realized, man, I really missed working and figuring out schoolwork and doing schoolwork, and I enjoy learning. It's not, I don't come to school to be with my friends. Yeah, you can do that, but at the end of the day, you're at school to learn, and I've always loved learning, and I kind of fell out of that love for learning. I had that again, and it was really nice. Junior year was also the year that I went to prom. It was stressful. Prom is a stressful time, I think, especially for girls. It's stressful. I went with a friend of mine who later became my first boyfriend, so I had my first relationship in my junior year. I'll talk about dating in a second. And, we're not together anymore, but it was an experience that helped me. Overall, I worked my ass off, and I think I still got high honor roll. 2015 summer, I wrote this down because it shaped my senior year. Another emotional time for me. The biggest thing that happened that summer, last summer, was I lost my very first pet. I consider him my first pet because I kind of remember the other one. I do, but I was young. I was really young. He is a golden retriever. His name is Falcor, and he was just the sweetest baby ever. I loved him to pieces. I still love him to pieces to this day, and it was just a freak accident. So I think that was why it was so hard, was he didn't have any health issues. There was nothing wrong. It wasn't like we didn't see it coming. It was just a freak accident, and I had never cried so much before, and I had never been so upset, and I automatically was thinking, how am I supposed to get through my senior year, my last year of high school? I think for my senior year, when I started, it helped because I was delving into a lot of different things. I was working really hard on started my very first job. I would be starting college classes, which did not work out, and I dropped them. So I dove into regular schoolwork, and I didn't do a lot of schoolwork. There wasn't a lot of homework that I had to do, which I was all for. I'm not a big homework person. It was a good way to get my mind off of things, and I did become, I got closer to both of my friends, the friends that I, had lost the previous year. We were close again, especially the one and I were still really super close. I was finding other relationships in my senior year. I was talking to different people, new people that I never thought, I thought some of these girls that I had never talked to, I thought they were snobby. Now they're awesome. We are really close, and I miss them like crazy. And I got really super close to this one guy, and it was kind of a back and forth of feelings and emotions, and now we're together. I'm in a new relationship, and it's awesome. Not saying that a relationship is everything, and you don't need to focus on that in high school. I'll talk about that in a minute, but it helped. Senior year was a very good year for me. It was my best year. Senior year was hands down my favorite year, my best year, the year of high school that I will remember, I think, the most, but it was the best year, and I'm glad I can say that because I really wanted that. I wanted my senior year to be my best year. Didn't have many classes, so I didn't have a lot of homework, but I think my favorite class was a film class that I took, and it was with the same teacher that I had the previous year for the college and the high school history class that I took, and it was him, and he was my favorite teacher. He is my favorite teacher. I'm, friends with him, and it's just super nice to be able to be super close to someone who's an adult, who you admire, who you look up to, and you share something in common. Film class, that American history film class, you watch movies based on time eras and stuff, and it's just a really good class. So if you have anything like that in your high school or in your school, even in college, you should really do it, because if you're a big history geek like I am, go for it. Overall, senior year was awesome, and I graduated, and I did some freaking awesome things, and now I'm going to college in like a few weeks, like 3 weeks, I think. Okay, so now on to my tips for surviving high school. So my first tip is, this is, I think, my biggest thing, is high school is what you make of it. So if you have a poor judgment or bad mindset on how high school is going to go, oh my god, it's 4 years, it's going to be hell, it's going to be the longest 4 years of my life, it's going to suck, I hate these people, I hate my teachers, I'm going to hate everything, I hate homework, I hate working on school, I hate learning, whatever it is, it's going to make those 4 years longer. You're going to resent the people and the school. I'm not saying you have to like everybody, I'm not saying you have to like the school. For me, it helped because I enjoyed my school and I liked most of the people. I didn't care what A, people thought of me, B, I didn't get into the drama, everybody's drama. I didn't really create my own, but I did not announce it to the world. I did not make it a big deal. I handled it privately. High school is what you make it. If you have a mindset, okay, I am going to go to school to learn, to hang out with my friends, to make more friends, to do these things, high school is going to be really good for you. Number 2, in my opinion, middle school and junior high are the worst. Middle school / junior high, I think, is the worst, because you're finding all these like cliques. You're being in these cliques. I feel like in middle school and junior high that you have to have all your friends be friends. You don't. It's okay. I learned that the hard way. You can't have and make your friends be friends. If Susie and Jamie don't want to be best friends, they're not going to be. Maybe they'll be nice to each other because you're their friend, but they don't have to like each other. They don't have to be best friends. Number 3, don't have one group of friends. And when I say that, I'm not saying having a bunch of friends is a good or bad thing. I've learned that it's okay to have other friends, to make other friends, I had pretty much 2 or 3 really close friends in middle school, and which was great, which was okay, but by the time I got to high school and I was losing those 2 really close friends, I had already lost the one. We were more like friend acquaintances kind of thing in high school. The other 2, I completely lost myself, which it worked for me. I don't regret it, but I do regret not making more friends and making those friends that I did in my senior year earlier. Number 4, try out for sports teams. Join some clubs. It's not going to be the end of the world. If you really enjoy cheerleading or football or the soccer team or lacrosse or tennis, or you want to try that gardening club or the book club, or you have a newspaper at school, you want to join that, go for it. There is nothing wrong with joining clubs or sports teams. I think a lot of people, especially a lot of people that were kind of like me in the beginning of high school, were like, no, nothing. I did not join sports teams. I haven't had or been on a sports team in 10 years. So just go for it. go for it. If you don't like it, then that's fine. But try it. You never know what it's going to be like if you don't try. Number 5, don't worry about dating. Dating, whether you start dating, you're worrying about dating, whatever it is, don't worry about it. I was 16/17. I was just turning 17 when I started dating. There is nothing wrong with that. I just want to tell you right now that dating is not everything in high school. It really is not. And I think something that many people don't know is you kind of don't care, depending on who you are, you kind of don't care who dates who, why they're dating, if they're fooling around, they're sleeping together, whatever they're doing. It doesn't apply to your life, so it shouldn't matter. I think that's just what the TV tells you to believe and internet tells you to believe. It's really not true. So don't worry about dating. Don't worry about still being a virgin. It's really not that big of a deal. Number 6, education is important. The whole reason you're going to school is to get an education. Education is very important. It allows you to figure out the person that you want to become and what you enjoy. You could enjoy math and science and it could help you become an engineer. You could love history and you can be a historian or a teacher. Yeah, it helps. And I am glad that it does. Education is wonderful, so remember that. Number 7. It's okay to be different and it's okay to express yourself. You need to remember that in high school, you're still finding yourself. You're still figuring out who you want to be. You're still young enough that you should not feel obligated to change or grow up super fast. You're still figuring out who you want to be. You're still figuring out the type of clothes you want to wear, the type of fashion you want to have, the type of, if you're into makeup, then maybe you're figuring out the type of makeup you want to wear or how you're going to wear it or how you're going to apply it. So it's okay to express yourself. And it doesn't have to be through fashion or makeup. It can be through, the music that you listen to or whatever it is. Just express yourself. It's okay. 8. It's okay. And you do not need to have the best shoes, makeup, clothing. It really does not matter. I'm gonna be honest with you, I got this shirt from Kmart. I got these pants, they're Faded Glory from Walmart. If you can't afford it, don't go there. If that's just not your style, don't go there. Makeup, a lot of my makeup is drugstore. I can't afford high-end makeup. I have a few things here and there, but a lot of my makeup is drugstore. So those are some of my tips for you guys to survive high school. Yeah, I hope you guys liked my little story. If you want any more story time videos, let me know what we would like to hear. If you have any other video requests, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. And make sure you're tweeting me and following me on Twitter at RealBabyGirlSci. And I'll make sure that I have that down below for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful life. I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.